Instead of going to the sites I want to keep up with, which gets unmanageable pretty quickly, and nobody has the time or energy for that. So the trick is to get the stuff you're interested in to come to you instead. And the way I do that is to use Feedly to subscribe to all the things I'm interested in. One of the many cool things about this setup is that it isn't limited to high-tech social media content stuff. It can be anything from the news and weather to Craigslist, your favorite sports team, just about anything at all. And once you have things flowing into Feedly, there's several really nice options for the way you want to read things. So that's your own personal preference. Another really nice thing that I like is you can organize things by topic or even segregate your interests between work and personal and keep all of that stuff totally separate. You're only going to see what's new and you're just going to skip over the rest, so that's really a big, huge time saver in and of itself. And when you find something valuable, you can easily save it or share it with a single click. Not everything up here in this sort of saving sharing bar is available in the free version, but you can typically use email and email things to those which aren't free and get around that. You can organize things you want to keep track of right here within Feedly using tags. Here's an example of some things I've tagged for my Tech Tip newsletter, so that you can kind of see tags in action here. And then beyond that, a few other things I use to save and organize content. Digo for bookmarks, Evernote, Pinterest. For things that I see go by, just kind of while I'm browsing the web, I'll use Pocket to save those to read for later. And then sharing wise, I typically share to Twitter and LinkedIn, but not directly. I use an app called Buffer for that. And the big reason I do that is I do most of my reading early in the morning, and I queue all the things I want to share in Buffer. That way, instead of a big tweet storm at 4 a.m. in the morning when nobody's going to see it, I can queue those in Buffer, and Buffer will drip them out across the entire day. So with the free version, you can queue or buffer 10 items at a time. And if you notice here, that'll even help you find the best times to send those out when the most of your network is online. Here's what some buffered items look like while they're waiting to be sent out. And Buffer's also really great for those days when you haven't found anything or you're just too busy to find new stuff. You can scan your Buffer analytics and rebuffer the best things that you've shared before, and that's worked really great for me. So to recap, Feedly is my main hub, and I use tags in there and a few of these apps you see to store and organize things I want to keep track of, with Buffer as my main social media sharing tool, which shares out to Twitter and LinkedIn primarily. And then occasionally some thoughts and ideas come out the other end, either on my website or on a more regular basis curating tech tips from my Tech Tip newsletter site. And I use MailChimp for that because it's sort of a dead easy set it and forget it kind of thing. You can let people subscribe and unsubscribe by themselves. So if you have any kind of newsletter or blogs, anything like that, you should definitely check out MailChimp. Super easy and super handy. And that's my personal PKM workflow. Hope that helps, and I'd love to hear if you have any questions or comments. You can find me on my website or on Twitter. I am TMikeT. Thanks a lot.